From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
It's not just COVID-19 cases that are climbing in Indiana. Deaths are also increasing. We are breaking down and giving perspective to the new numbers in Today.
Finding ways to connect to communities that are other than yourself creates you a better pipeline of people and talent.
Uplifting and encouraging business owners in the age of COVID-19, how women in technology are trying to flip the script on race and diversity.
Continues to be a very big scam out there that a lot of people are falling for.
Leaders with the Better Business Bureau say online shopping scams are on the rise. How to protect yourself and your money. Marion County added voting machines, but people are still waiting hours to cast their ballots at some early voting locations. We continue to look into why this is happening and what you should know.
This is how much rain we've had so far this month, when we may add another couple of inches coming up.
First tonight, the state confirms its highest total of new COVID-19 deaths in a single report since May. Data from the Indiana Department of Health shows 51 additional coronavirus deaths. That means a total of 3,958 people in Indiana have now died with COVID-19. The state also reports 2,062 additional coronavirus cases. The State Department of Health says more than 166,500 Hoosiers have tested positive for COVID since the pandemic started. Out of the more than 1.6 million individuals tested for the coronavirus in Indiana, 10.1% of them have tested positive for the virus. That is up from an exact 10% cumulative positivity rate yesterday. State regulators have fined and cited 2 central Indiana nursing homes for serious workplace violations. The Indiana Occupational Safety and Health Administration fined Greenwood Healthcare Center $7,000. The fines stem from not doing medical evaluations on employees who were required to wear N95 respirators and not creating an effective respiratory protection program for workers. Wildwood Healthcare in Indianapolis was also fined for similar violations. They are both operated by Communicare out of Ohio. We reached out to them for a statement. It says, quote, Greenwood and Wildwood Healthcare Centers believe the decision to issue these citations was made in a vacuum. The centers have prioritized worker and resident safety from the outset of the pandemic and continue to do so today. We have spent more than $4 million providing PPE and testing to our centers, in addition to what they were able to get from the regular supply chains. We will be contesting the charges and will work with IOSHA through their dispute resolution process to ensure a fair outcome. As many jobs have turned digital during COVID-19, working from home advocates say now is the time to encourage more people to get into tech. Leaders in Indianapolis are trying to engage women in technology, and especially minority women, to flip the script on race and women in STEM. WRTV's Stephanie Wade shares their advice and efforts to create more equality in Indiana businesses.
I think it's made people more aware that it's something that they need to push themselves towards.
In a time where everyone is using technology tenfold to do their jobs from home, Audrey Taylor with NetLogix hopes this is encouraging more women to get into tech.
I've always said I think the tech career is very welcoming to work-life balance for women. I think the pandemic has shown that in spades.
A consulting services company that helps organizations manage change in the IT space, NetLogix works to promote and be diverse by design, supporting minority organizations through partnership and mentorship to inspire women to pursue STEM-related jobs in Indiana, recognizing that minorities are often pigeonholed to certain careers or believing they can't pursue something.
I think businesses need to look like the society we're part of. We know women make most of the financial decisions in our private lives. So recognising that and that they're good managers of those kind of decisions, it seems silly to not allow them to make decisions in boardrooms and all the way down.
How businesses can create a more diverse workforce.
So our Latino Institute here in Indianapolis is a very, very vibrant organisation. We've got a Latino part of the Indiana Chamber. We've got that for the Black community too. So engaging in those organisations and finding ways in led us to those relationships with Ivy Tech and IUPUI so that we could be more engaged with a slightly different looking part of the student community. And our interns through those organisations have been fantastic and really aided and abetted our growth.
Connecting with communities outside of your own, she says, has been extremely helpful in creating a larger, more diverse pipeline of talent from across the state. Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
A warning tonight from the Better Business Bureau as they report a major increase in online shopping scams. With the pandemic, more and more people are turning to online retailers. But how do you know if the website you're using is legitimate? WRTV's Megan Singtorm has more from the BBB on what you can do to protect your money.
Shopping online can be quick and easy at times, but you need to do your research. It's a lesson more and more people are learning the hard way as they pay for products they never receive. John Edge was in the market for new tools when he saw an ad come across on an app he was using.
I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and try to see what this is about.
This Florida resident says he paid about $60 for a tool set, and he thought he was ordering from an Indiana-based company.
Yeah, you go in there, check it, and see about the company, and da-da-da-da. It's all fake.
Problem is, he learned that after he placed his order. The tracking number and information he received, also fake. The company's phone number is now disconnected.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
The Lafayette address listed is non-existent, and the website itself has since been shut down. It's just one of many reported to the Better Business Bureau.
So these are fake websites that are promoting products at a very low price. That has really skyrocketed here in the last several months.
So how do you protect yourself? Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau of Central Indiana says first and foremost, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
The big come on with these scams are low prices.
Yeah, that's what got me as the price. $60 for 18 cordless tools, 2 batteries and a fast charger and a case to put them all in. Yeah.
Also, take a close look at the website before giving them your credit card or banking information.
Look for things like misspellings, grammar that just doesn't sound right.
You can also go to scamtracker.org to report or research these companies. As for Edge, he says he'll think twice before ordering online again.
It's too much of a risk, especially with the way prices are nowadays, and it takes every penny to live.
Working for you, Megan Singtorm, WRTV.
We also tried emailing the company John Edge ordered from, but have not heard back. We'll have a link to the Better Business Bureau's Scam Tracker website on our website at WRTV.com. We are working to make your life easier during the pandemic, and right now we have stories about keeping yourself safe during this COVID-19 era, especially with Halloween, Thanksgiving, and the holidays coming up. Plus tips to make sure you are financially secure. Just go to WRTV.com/coronavirus. It's late October and there is still plenty of beautiful fall color to look at, especially on the campus of Butler University that you see right here. It certainly helps to brighten up another gloomy and dreary day. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is here. Kevin, what are you tracking right now? I think we could all use some sunshine.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you that was on the way, and it is. It's all timing and weather. You just have to be very patient. Holcomb Gardens at Butler is a beautiful spot any time of year, but particularly this time of year. Let's talk about the showers that are around. These are generally light and scattered, but we'll keep some showers in the forecast for tonight. There is hope for a break in the cloud cover during the day tomorrow. During the day, we'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine early. Then I think what will happen is our temperatures will respond to that and begin to climb into the upper 50s. Let's consider that warm compared to where we've been, and the wind will be light through the day. As we look at Thursday, that's the day we'll focus on. when I come back. 1 to 2 inches of rain with some higher amounts potentially. It will be windy through the day. And look at the probability of rain in the morning, 100%. Usually you don't guarantee anything, but that looks like a slam dunk. We'll talk about 6 out of 7 days in the forecast, though, without something we've gotten used to recently. We'll talk about that shortly.
Democracy 2020, due to the unprecedented number of people early voting in Marion County, Clerk Maya Eldridge will extend early voting hours beginning tomorrow. So tomorrow through Friday, you can vote early in Marion County from 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. That's 2 extra hours. The polls will be open each day. On the weekend, voting hours will be 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. That's for extra hours per weekend day. Then on Monday, November 2nd, voting hours will be from 8 a.m. until noon. Long voting lines in Marion County continue, even with more machines. Some polling places are still averaging wait times of 3 to 4 hours. WRTV's Troy Washington is live from St. Luke's United Methodist Church, where voters are still in line waiting. Troy, how's it looking over there?
Well, good news. They're down to about a little over an hour wait here. So that's good news for Hoosiers who are standing in this line. There are 24 polling machines inside, and we told you over the weekend that there were less. They've added some more, so that's kind of helped the flow of things. Over the weekend, there was an 8-hour wait, so 3 to 4 hours, not so bad when you look at that, but that can be tough on Hoosiers regardless.
I started to come yesterday. I said, you can't do it on your day when you get ready to go to work. You got to do it when you're on a day off.
That's what many Hoosiers are starting to find out. In order to make their vote count, they're going to have a plan and some hours to spare.
I got up about 9:30 and got prepared to come up here. Made a phone call first to see how far the line was wrapped around the building. And then I said, I got to get on up here, make my vote.
Kelly Morris came out with her chair to make sure she's comfortable while she waits her turn to vote.
I brought my coffee because I forgot my coat and I needed something to keep me warm, and a chair, which I really haven't needed because the line has been moving pretty consistently.
When we caught up with Jennifer Ware Harden, she'd already been in line for 2.5 hours.
I used the IndyVotesTimes.org, so I was prepared for a wait. I did notice that after I got here that downtown was only like 80 minutes, but we were already invested, so we stayed.
The Marion County Clerk's Office has added polling machines to speed up things inside. They're up to 24 machines, and they are all spaced out to allow social distancing throughout the voting process. Some voters say they don't mind the wait as long as they are safe.
We were expecting a wait. We got here about a half hour early. And so we've been here since 10:30.
We were determined to vote, so whatever it took, we were willing to do it. And the thing I like about it is, number one, people are adhering to some kind of social distancing, but the other is that we made a couple of friends sitting in line and smiled at a few people in different lanes.
Take a look at that line. As you can see, it's moving right along. People haven't been waiting as long. We mentioned it's a little over an hour wait here. And if you are in this line by 7 o'clock, you will still be allowed to vote. Now, all the voters that I talked to, they said that they've been kept updated through newspaper and just watching us, and we'll continue to bring you the latest on this. Reporting live on the north side, I'm Troy Washington, WRTV.
The number of people who are voting early in Indiana continues to skyrocket, and that's evidence based on the early voting lines we show you every day, including this one right here. More than 1,178,000 Hoosiers have already cast their ballots. This is according to numbers from the Secretary of State's office compiled by the U.S. Elections Project. The total number of votes cast so far is equal to 42% to the final presidential vote in Indiana in 2016. Early voting runs through November 2nd. Election Day is November 3rd. And let's take a closer look at Marion County. More than 125,000 Marion County residents have cast a ballot either in person or by mail so far. That's according to the clerk's office. For perspective, in 2016, Marion County had more than 42,700 ballots cast at this time. In 2012, 32,000 people had voted at this point. And in 2008, 28,000 people had voted early in Marion County by this date. So early voting in 2020 so far is outpacing years in recent memory. And a reminder, if you are voting by mail, your completed ballot must be into your county's election office by noon on Election Day. Again, that is November 3rd. That is 1 week from today. At this point, mailing your ballot will be cutting it close. You can always take your ballot to the county election office in person and drop it off to make sure it's in on time. Tonight is the final debate for the candidates for Indiana governor. Incumbent Republican Eric Holcomb, Democrat Woody Myers, and Libertarian Donald Rainwater will answer questions submitted by the public beginning at 7 p.m. You can watch the debate live at WRTV.com, our Facebook and Twitter pages, or on the WRTV app on your favorite streaming device, such as Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire Stick. Again, this all begins at 7. And tonight, the Democratic candidate for Indiana Attorney General is asking the state to legalize marijuana. The Associated Press reports Jonathan Weinzaffel says that doing so would reduce the state's prison and jail populations and generate millions of dollars for public education. Weinzaffel says he believes that if Indiana lawmakers approved regulated marijuana sales to adults, it would help the state recover economically from the coronavirus pandemic and reduce jail overcrowding across the state. Weinzaffel, who is also the former mayor of Evansville, faces former U.S. Representative Todd Rokita in the November election for Indiana Attorney General. And we have all of the information about early voting, plus profiles of the candidates on your ballot. That's at WRTV.com/election2020. Amy Coney Barrett has been officially sworn in as the Supreme Court's 9th Justice. Chief Justice John Roberts administered the oath this morning at the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. The AP reports Barrett's first votes on the court could include topics affecting President Donald Trump. The court is weighing a plea from the president to prevent the Manhattan District Attorney from acquiring his tax returns, as well as appeals from the Trump campaign and Republicans to shorten the deadline for receiving and counting absentee ballots in the battleground states of North Carolina and Pennsylvania. It is not certain Barrett will take part in these issues. Through Hiring Hoosiers, we highlight employment opportunities and the training available to help you get the job you want. It's time for the job feed. Amazon says they have more than 5,400 seasonal jobs available in Indiana. All of the open positions start at $15 an hour. There are full and part-time jobs open right now. Free job skills training is available to Marion County residents who have been negatively affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Through November 15th, you can enroll online to participate in the program offered by Washington Township Adult Education with funding through the CARES Act. To learn more, we have a link in this story on hiringhoosiers.com. SNR Resources has a temporary job available. They need people to unbox laptop computers and label them. This is a 2 to 6 week employment opportunity in Carmel. Pay is around $14 to $15 an hour. Learn more by looking at this post on the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page.
Temperatures may be stuck in the below average category for a while, but there are other changes ahead that might get you excited.
An Indianapolis holiday tradition won't be around this year. We'll show you why lights at the Brickyard is a no-go for 2020.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
Welcome back. A clarification to the story about the extended early voting hours in Marion County that we brought you earlier in the show. The extended hours will only be in effect at the City County building downtown. The satellite locations in Marion County will have normal early voting hours. So tomorrow through Friday, you can vote early at the City County building in Marion County from 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. On the weekend, voting hours will be 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. Then on Monday, November 2nd, voting hours will be from 8 a.m. until noon. Kevin.
And speaking of hours, I would say tomorrow night, really into Thursday morning at about 1 a.m. to Thursday night at 8 p.m., the most likely time for a prolonged period of rain. We'll talk about how much in a second. One factor will be Zeta, which will make landfall tomorrow evening. For the 6th time, it looks like a named storm will make landfall in Louisiana, this one closer to New Orleans, and then curve northeast fairly quickly. But it will bring a lot of Gulf moisture to the north, and that will impact our potential rainfall as another weather system comes in from the northwest. There's the surging moisture. We get into Thursday. You can see how widespread the rainfall is. That's in the morning hours Thursday, continuing through the day, and then quickly pulling away to the north and east. So Friday, we quickly dry out. Here are some headlines just for your Thursday. I'm skipping tomorrow for a second. I'll be back to it. But we stay in the 40s with that rain and a raw wind gusting to 20 miles per hour. In some cases, we may have a 30-mile-per-hour gust. As far as the rainfall potential, could see 1 to 2 inches with isolated higher amounts, especially south of a Terre Haute to Indy to Muncie line, that 1 to 2. And then once you get from Bedford, Seymour on down to the Ohio River, there may be some 3-inch rainfall amounts. Rain does not headline my Wednesday forecast. May have a break or two in the cloud cover before the clouds roll back in tomorrow evening, advancing out ahead of that weather system. The noticeable change for tomorrow will be temperatures in the 50s, the upper 50s. As you look at the 7-day forecast, 6 out of the next 7 days are dry. Thursday's the lone exception, and it will be a very wet day. As you look at early next week, 29 on Monday morning. So we're getting to that time where if you haven't unhooked hoses from the spigot, you'll need to do that just to make sure there aren't any problems there. We'll be back with more news right after this.
Welcome back. One local holiday tradition will come to a halt, at least for this year. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway will not host Lights at the Brickyard in 2020. According to a statement from IMS, the reason for the cancellation is to allow for end-of-season testing and track maintenance. This would have been Lights at the Brickyard's 5th year, first starting in 2016. It's unclear if Lights at the Brickyard will return in 2021.
A brief but noticeable warm-up tomorrow, Amanda. 58 should be dry, then a very wet, windy, and cool Thursday.
Thanks for making WRTV your choice for news. We'll be back at 7.